The only way to escape the mundane is to keep evolving. These majestic words to this day inspire me to keep finding new things to keep life interesting, uttered by none other than my boy Isaiah Orihara. I love it when this happens in anime cause well, most of my life is anime these days. Yeah, you know, when an anime evolves so much that it redefines its genre. So this video is on moments in anime that take the entire narrative and the way we think the story will proceed and did a total 180 on our heads. You know, the German suplex of surprise. Also do tell me movies that you find thought changing for you and I will put those into this series. Do subscribe for more. Also a little side note, I know there are some times when many of these delicious events are in a single series, let's say One Piece. God damn it, I love One Piece. So to keep things fair, I will be keeping to only one moment per series in one video. That being said, the next iteration of this series may or may not get other events from the same show. As for the first iteration, I'd like to begin with somewhat of a recent movement in Attack on Titan, or if set culture appropriately, Shingeki no Kyojin. Since the start of the story, Eren was shown to be this stuck-up bitch who couldn't stop crying about how he will dance on the graves of all Titans just cause his mother got eaten in front of one. Wasn't expecting that back then. We get the fact that he wanted revenge, that he will be furious, but in this particularly seinen setting, he was kinda like Asta from 2013. And this childish naivety of him does not end until 4th season, or if you want to call it season 3 part 2. God damn it, it felt annoying. And the moment in the last episode of season 3 part 2, when after learning the truth about history of Titans and humans and the fact that they were up against their own fallen brethren this whole time, this was quite literally a character changing event in all of Shingeki no Kyojin. It was beautiful, the growth we were all waiting. That moment when he sees the caterpillar titan and puts his hand on him out of sorrow and sympathy was breathtaking. Moving on, next flex, Thot. This plot point was perhaps one of my most awaited moments in all of anime, and it's from a little known show called Gintama. You know, Gintoki, that shabby white haired dude who doesn't give a F about shit until it's a serious arc. Yeah, it's of that guy. I don't even know why Gintama is dubbed a shonen series when it handles so many mature themes. But Shenpai, there are other shonen. Since the start of the series, we know that Gintoki was one of the 4 leaders in the Joey War, but we knew nothing about his past when he was an actual shonen. And those gorilla creators knew we were hungry for the past story action, so much so that they made an episode just to troll us fans, putting Gundam instead of Gintoki in the Joey War. Maybe Nuk should put that in his biggest flexes. So after 250 episodes into a series that only has 360 somewhat episodes, we get to know that Gintoki was a stranded boy amidst a war who used to eat corpses as food because there was no one to feed him. People were so afraid of him that they made myths about him that there's a white demon at our battlegrounds, and this was so captivating because we knew Gintoki had a rough past, but we didn't know he had to live alone like a savage beast even as a child. Though this suffering ends for young Gintoki when Shoyo picks him up as a student because he too was going through something similar, and the way these two learn from each other is so amazing, which I may or may not be making a separate video on. You'll never know unless you're subscribed here. Next thought. So this next moment may not be as epic as the other ones on this list, but it cuts deep the same. So it's a manga series done by one sensei, a name that shows its mark on both of his manga, and today I'm bitching about Mob Psycho 100. As a basic theme of one sensei's work, Mob is an incredibly OP protagonist, but what he is not is socially interactive. He is a naive and shy kid who can't show his emotions just for the fact that he will release his maximum power through that, which can hurt a lot of people. For help to understand his psychic abilities, he goes to a man who is potentially the best support character in all of anime, Reigen Arataga. People, can we have a round of applause? Now Reigen is a conman who uses Mob as an ATM machine and lies to him, and for the better part of the story, we as the audience also believe that Mob also believes all the bullcrap Reigen feeds him. But there comes a point when our little Chibiske starts growing and it's beautiful, damn it. That absolute banger moment when mobs tell Reagan that he had enough and he knew about his lies is not only shocking for him but also for us, and it's one of the best character build-ups in anime. Not only that, but after that point in the story, Mob is a completely different person. That kid who wanted others to guide him starts seeing how much other people are also lost themselves and he starts guiding them. So there's a point in the story at the end of the battle in the second season when an all-stars are fighting with Mob, and one of them who can capture spirits and ghosts accidentally releases a ghost that is not only as strong as Mob but also evil in every single way. Now from the previous encounter he knew Mob's weaknesses and naivety, but at this point when Mob approaches him, even he sees Mob's growth and with less words of advice ascends. Those words being, there are things in this world that can't be solved with mere kindness. Sometimes it is necessary to be tough. If you can learn that, you will be invincible. Honestly, if this was animated with the first season, Mob Psycho would have been a modern classic. The last thought-changing event I wanna mention today is from a little known show called Hunter x Hunter. And yes, that is the correct pronunciation. Now this is a series that I don't think needs an introduction at this point because well, it's the most perfect animated and written anime after Furumeto Yakimitsu Brotherhood. So this moment is from the start of the series. After the Hunter exam arc, the biggest question on everybody's mind was why are characters like Hisoka and Illumi shown to have superpowers when most of the cast are regular humans? And it is at this point we are introduced to the concept of Nen. The goddamn best power system in all of anime. I mean, it's a battle shonen, so we expected a power system or two to pop up here or there. But what we didn't expect was Tagashi made a flawless and complex power system governing of 6 different types of abilities, each having their own sets of rules. And this was beautiful, damn it. Hard as fuck to understand and keep track of in the start, but beautiful nonetheless. Now I'm gonna touch upon these types just briefly so you weeplets can get the idea of the magnitude of just how basics of Nen destroy the power system of all other anime. Enhancers have strength and can reinforce natural abilities. Emitters can shoot out or project aura, must be the type of Nen all GN tier protagonists have, since they have way too much stamina. Moving on, manipulators have the ability to control objects and humans. Transmuters can change the quality of their aura or whatever that means, I just googled it myself. Conjurers can create objects out of Nen. And then comes the broken fraction specialist to whom these rules may or may not apply to. Now which type of Nen user a person is basically fixed since their birth, however there are a few who manage to change that. Now these were things characters can decide, but Nen users also have these common abilities like Zetsu, which is basically Hunter x Hunter version of Conqueror's Haki. Then there's Hatsu, which is Hunter version of Stance. Yeah, everything is a JoJo softie. And finally, all kinds of things that Nen users can do to make themselves even more broken if they just add conditions to their ability. So that will be it for this video. I hope this is an improvement over my last video. As always, tell me how to improve. That will be all for this video. Your wasted time will be appreciated. Sayonara.